I kind of like it. It's making me laugh now.
I mean, it is funny. Let's.
Okay, so we are live now, and I'm having all sorts of problems today, guys. My keyboard doesn't work, so I have an on-screen keyboard that I have to use. My mouse battery is almost gone. It was gone in the last video. I had to charge it for a minute. And my computer likes to say who's coming, who's leaving, and what they're typing in the chat in the Zoom video. So, but I have a lot of things to talk about today.
Lynn Coleman has joined the meeting.
See? My computer, we thought we fixed it. Let me see if I can do that again. So click Command and F5. Oh no.
Welcome to VoiceOver. VoiceOver speaks descriptions of items on the screen and can be used to control the computer using only your keyboard.
Okay.
If you already know how to use VoiceOver, press the V key now. If you want to learn how to use VoiceOver, press the space bar now.
He's a nice deep voice. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay. If I can click turn off VoiceOver, but I did that already and it doesn't.
Has joined the meeting.
See, now it's just a different voice. So, I don't know. Well, we'll get to hear Ron even though he's on mute because he types and then it talks for him. Okay. Hello, everybody in the chat on YouTube. I think we've started. I hope. Yeah, we're there. I see us. Okay. I have notes, guys, today. And my mouse battery is empty. So.
Have coffee. My husband jammed the ice maker.
Bobby Ford to everyone. This is the Twilight Zone.
Anybody have a husband that thinks they're handy, but they're not? That's
No
mine.
comment.
39 years. He thinks he's handier than he is.
Oh,
I always end up fixing everything.
Where is Kiana?
Okay,
A lot of people this morning.
Sheila's cropping.
Oh my gosh.
Why can't she come and crop?
We know not to tell Michael everything.
Tell her I said to come and crop.
What?
Is she cropping? Is that what she's doing?
You guys got me at work today.
Yes, she's cropping.
Oh, I thought you had an A and not an O.
Did you hear crapping?
Yes.
Michelle
She could be
Everett
doing
has
that
joined the
too,
meeting.
but-
Tell her to get in here. If she can walk and chew gum, she can come in here.
She's not going to.
Okay.
Why?
She's a stubborn girl.
It's right now.
She needs to focus on running
Lynn
dice
Coleman
through
has
her,
left the meeting.
whatever she took with her to crop.
Oh, she's at a crop.
Yeah, she's cropping today.
All right, I get it. That's different. I thought she was at home cropping. I was going to say, that's what I'm doing right now, so.
Okay, do we want to introduce everybody?
Lynn Coleman has joined the meeting. Brenda has joined the meeting.
Diona, I always forget. Is it Diona? Diona? Deanna, that's it. And where are you from?
I'm in Roswell, New Mexico, UFO capital of the world.
That's right.
UFOs.
Yeah, not very fun. Been here since '81, haven't seen it, even though they have a parade. I don't think they're coming. That's Roswell.
Beatrice Swear has left the meeting.
Cloaking themselves. You might have never seen them, but they might be there.
They're probably your neighbor.
Right? Well, my daughter's dad, I'm pretty certain he's an alien because I never saw him again. Oh my gosh, that was too much information there.
Hello.
That's pretty funny.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Morning.
Is that Lynn?
That's Lynn. Can you see me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Here, let me turn it. No, that doesn't help. It's real narrow.
Ron Kruger signs of awesome to everyone. Ron works at a label factory in California.
My
New
dog
to
is gonna
cricket.
force
That
me
is
to
all.
take her out, so I'm gonna get on my phone for now, and I'll come back to the regular screen with you guys.
Oh, see, my dog thinks she's part of it too. Hey, look,
Well,
Mom's friend.
She hasn't been out since like 8 o'clock last night, so I don't blame her. I can't go 12 hours without peeing.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Hello, I can see everybody now.
Oh, good. Okay, Michael, tell us about you.
I'm Michael Crow, and I am in Tampa, Florida.
Brenda has left the meeting.
I fix computers at full time and craft on the down low, and right now I am in the process of finding and buying a house.
Patricia has joined the meeting.
Woohoo! Hey, Michael.
Catherine has joined the meeting.
I have a house just 2 doors away for sale.
I think I'm a little too young to go live there unless I have a job in the village.
I'm too young to live there.
Well, go get a job there.
That's a real long move.
Where are you?
Plus, your stuff tends to be a lot more than what I can get for money and for a mortgage.
Aren't you in Florida, Michael?
I'm in Tampa.
Well, it's not that far. It's closer than for me to move.
That's still far.
Bobby, tell us about you.
Yeah, Bobby, tell us about yourself.
I'm Bobby Fort. I'm from Hamilton Square, New Jersey, the capital. And crafting.
It's hard to hear, Bobby.
Last 4 years.
Glenda Canouty, Glenda's Creative Place, has joined the meeting.
She's in here twice. Amy Long, would you like to tell us about you?
Take the dog out.
I'm Amy, and I live in Georgetown, Kentucky. I travel for work about 280 days a year, so I'm kind of happy to be home for a little bit. I've been crafting forever. I won't tell you how many years, so then you'll know how old I am. But I really enjoy the cricket. I'm new to cricket and design space, and that's pretty much it.
Linda, would you like to tell us about you?
Sure. Hi, I'm Linda. I live in Dallas, Fort Worth. I am currently being lazy. Not really do much other than crafting, which I've been doing for about, I don't know, 8 years or so. Started off in machine embroidery and have made my way to cricket and paper crafting.
Awesome. Emma White, would you like to speak? You're on mute. Oh, is that just a picture? I don't know. How about Angela, who's driving out in the snow?
They look frozen.
Yeah.
Oh, there they go.
Heather, would you like to tell us who you are?
Hi there. I'm Heather. I live in Ontario, Canada, where all this wonderful snow is coming from. And I'm looking forward to going to Florida next year for probably a month to get my warm creative juices back. I've been crafting about 10 years. And I was given a Cricut Explore Air from my husband last year for Christmas, and I absolutely love it. And I appreciate all of your codes. I'm now addicted to Cricut.com.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just glad to meet everybody. Thank you.
Welcome to the obsession.
Yes, I understand. Work's just that habit that you have to do to pay for it all, right? So.
Right.
That's right.
Lynn, would you like to tell us about you?
Sure. I'm from Southeast Michigan, sitting here in about 12 inches of snow, and it's currently snowing. I've been crafting forever. Recently got my maker, and I've actually used it, Melody.
Awesome.
And
Lynn, we're at Michigan.
I'm in Milford.
Oh, okay. I'm in Sterling Heights.
You're where?
Sterling
Heights, Macomb County.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Angela.
Who's talking?
Angela.
Angela.
I have to find you. I can't get everybody on here at once.
Angela,
Yeah,
you look cold.
You're not too far from
Get the
me.
gallery view up at the top right.
I did, except it only gives me a. I'm on my.
She's
iPad
on her
mini,
phone.
So I only get a few at a time.
Yeah.
I see you, Angela, in the snow. What are you doing outside?
I'm back.
Glenda Canouty, Glenda's
What are you
Creative
doing
Place,
outside?
has left the meeting.
Walking between
Glenda
the two buildings
Canouty,
that I work
Glenda's
at.
Creative Place, has joined the meeting.
You look cold, girl.
I'm very cold, Michael.
I don't want to be you, but your stuff looks so delicious.
Glenda
It's pretty
Canouty,
out here.
Glenda's Creative Place, has left the
like
meeting.
13
Joyce
degrees
Long has
today
joined the
or
meeting.
Yeah, it's really cold.
We have,
Patricia, would you like to say hello? Oh, wait, you're on mute.
you're muted.
Let me see if I can unmute you. Oh, I can't do it from there.
She has to unmute herself.
No, I can unmute her. There we go.
There you go.
I am Patricia.
Uh-oh, you got your video going. There you go.
There she is. I see her.
Hi, Patricia. Where are you from?
Patricia, East Texas. And I'm the mother of two, a retired art teacher.
Emma White has joined the meeting.
For my dad.
Awesome.
Actually, we take care of each other.
And you guys, there's an announcer saying stuff, and I don't know how to turn it off.
East Texas, yes.
Emma White has joined the meeting.
Okay, I'm going to put you back on mute, Patricia, and when you want to say something, you can unmute yourself.
Okay. I will figure out how.
If you need to and you can't, raise your hand and I'll click on you. Where are we back? How about Joy? She's next in my window. I'm going by who's in my window.
Hi, this is Joy, and I decided to get brave and join the video today.
Yes, last week I remember you were in chat and you said this week you would try it out.
Well, here I am.
Well,
Welcome.
thanks for coming.
Well, thank you for the welcome. And I live in Tennessee, and I am fully enjoying what I call craft retirement.
That's awesome.
That's a good way to retire.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I'm making sure
Melody,
everyone...
we need to invite Ashish to join us sometime.
Oh, yeah. I doubt
bet
he
he
would,
would.
but I don't know. He's so busy all the time. He travels a lot, like for work, not for fun.
He's so personable.
Yeah, he is. He's the nicest guy.
Who are you talking about?
Ashish.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Okay, so I have a little... this time I have something to talk about a little bit.
Should I introduce myself, or does everybody just know who I am?
Oh, you have been announced in and out so much, we all just know who you are. That's Glenda. She's in Southern California.
At the beach.
Yeah.
Living the beach life. Grandmother of two.
Well, we have winners. I have to find those. For February. And did you guys see my post about the Come Craft With Me?
I did, but I saw it when it was too late last night, like in the middle of the night when I couldn't sleep.
Okay. It's going to be every month that I have over 2,600 Patreon supporters. So...
Well, nobody drop out.
Well, right now I have 32, I think. Or 34. Like, it jumped up really fast. Everybody wants my files all of a sudden.
Good job.
I think because people are making things with my files and sharing them in Cricut groups, and they're like, oh, where do you get that? So I recently got a lot more, which the more I get, the
Little
more...
White Dog has joined the meeting.
The more I can do for you guys, the more giveaways I'll have. So this week, there's, this month, there's a $300 winner. And they can choose $300 gift card to any store online I can buy a gift card to. And that includes grocery store or Best Buy. It doesn't have to be crafts. You can spend your money on whatever you want. You know, I don't care what you buy. And if you really prefer it in cash, I'll do it through PayPal. Like, I'm spending $300, so I don't care how you use it. But you can choose a Cricut Maker. So if you don't have a Cricut Maker, you can take a Cricut Maker. Or if you have a Cricut Maker, you can get another one or buy it and sell it, whatever you want to do. And then we always have one winner for a $50 gift card, which is the same. It'll be for anywhere you want, or even cash I'll give you through PayPal. But because I've had such growth with the Patreon, I decided to choose 2 winners. So this time there will be 2 winners for the $50 one. And if I continue to grow like I have been, I'll add another one. And the Come Craft With Me is to come craft with me for a day. So you get to come hang out and craft on anything you want to craft. If you want me to help you with things, I'll help you all day. If you want to just come and craft and hang out and chat, if you just want to go for a golf cart ride, whatever you want to do. Just to, I guess, spend the day together and do whatever you want. But I'm not paying for airplane tickets. I'm not paying for hotel. So on the original, the $300 prize and the two $50 prizes, everybody is automatically entered. There's nothing you have to do to enter. Okay, if you're in those pledges. So for the $300, it's for people who pledge $15 or more, and the $50 ones are for people who pledge $5 or more. The Come Craft With Me is for absolutely everybody. But you do have to enter. The reason is because I'm not paying for travel. Somebody from India, I don't know if I have any Patreon supporters from India, but I have a lot of YouTube subscribers from India. I don't want to give it to somebody who will not come. Do you know what I mean? Like, then it gives away somebody who maybe lives close and can come. You don't have to live close to win or to enter, but you're responsible for your own flying.
Somebody needs to mute that's got a lot of background noise.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Thank you.
Oh, let me click.
Melody, when you sneezed earlier, you did.
I what? There we go. Got it. If anyone's muted and they can't unmute themselves and they want to chat, raise your hand or wave or something, and that will get my attention. I can unmute anyone.
You should be able to click on your picture in the top right corner and click unmute. Everybody.
Yeah.
Deborah has joined the meeting.
Somehow I got muted.
So the Craft With Me, you have to enter, and it's a Rafflecopter entry. So I don't remember. All you had to do is click enter. You had to, sign it, put your name and email in and click enter. And I do that because, if there's no way you're ever going to make it here, there's no reason to enter. So I'm going to do this every month. And this is brand new, so I'm not really sure. Like, there's not a certain day you have to come on this day. I'm going to have to, it'll just have to be a personal thing that we set up so when you can come. Does that make sense? Because, I don't know. Oh, and I also said I should make people have to use this within a year. Because who knows what I'm doing 5 years down the line and say, well, I want a day to craft with you 5 years ago, and I can finally come. You know what I mean? So I'd like to make it within a few months, and we'll just have to set up a time. And I'd like it to be more than one at a time, just because it'd be more fun too, to have a few people here to try to set up a date when, you know, a couple of them can come. So we have 2 winners for that. So do you guys want to know who won everything?
Sure.
I have all the winners.
Tell us now.
Okay. The winner, okay, let's do the $50 ones first. The winner of $50 gift card is Jennifer Plesniak. It's Plesniak. And the
Jennifer.
Yes.
Yay, Jennifer.
Oh, I used to have an applause thing. Oh,
Alexa, clap.
Yeah.
Alexa, applause.
Yeah, she didn't know that one.
Mine's doing it.
Oh, she's doing it.
Mine's doing it too.
I guess my Alexa's being a rebel.
Okay, and the next winner of the $50 gift card is Brenda Reyes.
Woohoo, Brenda!
It's Reyes.
I'm so happy.
Okay, and now the winner of the $300 or the Cricut Maker, Alexa, drum roll.
There
Is
she goes.
Ellen Crable.
Yay, Ellen!
Okay, now the winners of the Come Craft With Me is, one of them is Stephanie Paul. Woohoo!
Yay, Stephanie!
The other winner is Christy Klosterman. And I'm not going to post these winners. I'm going to make them watch this horrible video.
Michelle Everett to everyone.
I will
LOL.
probably email them or message them later if they don't see this video. But it's so much more fun to see it in a video, you know, that you won, you know, to see it announced. Okay, and what else I want to talk about? The Patreon app. Have you guys downloaded the Patreon app? It's been out for a while, but there's something new in it. I like don't
That
ever
down to
use it.
everyone. Congrats, everyone.
Forever ago. I've had it forever, it seems.
Well, I have too, but I never use it.
Oh, I do.
But now I don't know if this is just for me. It has that little circle up there, and it's called a Lens app. And I can take video or pictures. Let me see.
I'll look up for a second.
Yeah.
It's on mine too. It's not just yours.
Camera roll.
Oh, you can put stuff in there like an Instagram story type of thing?
Yes. And but it disappears within 24 hours.
Instagram story.
Yeah. And I can't take a picture. I was going to take a picture. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I was doing it yesterday and I took a picture of my desk. I don't know. I can't figure out how to do it now.
Christina has joined the meeting.
I was playing with it yesterday and it was working. So
I didn't see that feature. I didn't realize that was up there. Do you know how long they've had that?
Just last week.
Oh, just last week. Okay, that was the update last week. All right.
So I'm going to try to do that. Try to post some things maybe, see how it goes. Maybe some sneak peeks of things I'm making or doing or something. And you'll get notifications when I post and stuff. And I want to say hello to everybody who's watching the chat or watching us on YouTube. I'm not sure how many people we have watching right now. I have 2.
How about we all say hi?
Yes, you can all say hi.
Hi, chat people.
Hi, kitty chats. You can be in here with us if you bump up your Patreon.
Christina has left the meeting.
Melody, is this the right one on Patreon?
Yeah.
The app? Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
All you chat people, if you bump up your pledge, you can come in here and have fun with us.
I can have up to 99 people in here. Oh, and I also wanted to show you guys. I'm gonna. Oh, you guys in chat won't be able to. In the video, will not be able to see this. I'm going to show my screen. I'm gonna go to page. Oh, you guys, my keyboard is not working. This
St. Melody.
Your Apple is a hot mess.
You need Michael to come see you.
Oh.
Melody, if enough people bump up, you'll have to have 3 or 4 of these.
Yeah.
You can put 99 people at once, though.
Well, yeah, but she can have maybe 400 people want to come. So.
Well, yeah, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
I know.
What did I just do? There we go.
Trust me, everyone. I'll come visit Melody one day, and you'll have some serious videos.
Let me come
that
back
involves
to Zoom
lots of
and let me
troublemaking.
figure this out.
I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, me and Sheila. Oh,
I forgot what I was going to
Melody's
show
gonna
you.
kick us out after that.
Oh.
Heather JP has left the meeting. Terry has joined the meeting.
Like Sheila and I have been plotting our visit.
I know. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Uh-huh. We're plotting it, so yeah.
I don't believe you.
We have our.
You should come when I come out there to visit Melody.
If you bring me cookies, absolutely.
Oh, I will be. I'm going to come and visit her in September.
Yeah, she's coming in September.
Ooh, fun.
Okay, now I figured this out. Zoom. Okay. So I renamed the rewards. Callie, my assistant, helped me go through my Patreon page and redo things. You guys, without Callie's help, I would not get half the things done I do. And because of Patreon, I'm able to hire Callie. And in May, she will be full-time. I prefer her to be full-time, but she's going to college. So she only comes 3 days a week. I totally want her to quit and go work for me.
Oh no!
But she's
promote education.
Education is the most important thing you can ever have.
I know, but she's only here. You guys, she's only in college just to get a degree, and then she's gonna work for me the rest of her life.
I saw that she changed all the names of the levels. I thought that was really cute.
Yes, that's what, because I'm like, because when I first started Patreon, this was not available. I started back in 2013, the first year Patreon opened, and they keep updating and making it better. But these things weren't available. I'm like, well, what can we do to make the names? So now if you pledge $1, you're a baby bug. If you're $2, you're a creative bug. Or creative baby bug. It should be really creative bug though, I think. I don't know. Because they called the first machine the baby bug, and then the second machine was the creative. And then rewards of $5, you're a cuddle bug. And then $7, you're an expressions. And then
did you notice she put the S on the end like people do by mistake all the time?
Yeah. But I think, well, she put an S at the end of all of them. I think that's why.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she did. You're right.
Then your expressions 2s, and then $10 your explorers, and $35 your explorer 1s, $40 your explorer airs, $50 your explorer air 2s, and makers your 100. So
she's
just
15.
I think the cutest name is the baby bugs, the $1.
Yeah.
The
15 the explorers.
Yeah, 15 is the explorers. So if you do 15, you're an explorer. So everybody in video is at least a cuddle bug. So that was cute.
Cute. That's very cute. Did she come up with all those?
Well, she was trying to come up with stuff, and so she came up with like the names of the machines, but she didn't know the names of all the machines.
But it's a very cute concept.
Yeah, so we figured that out together. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to specifically talk about, which is a lot more than I usually do, because usually I don't.
Peggy has joined the meeting.
Is there anything anybody wants to show that they've been working on or anything, or want to talk about, or questions? And this can be anybody in chat too.
Thank you for your help yesterday. I thought I'd never figure that out.
You're welcome. Lynn emailed me, and we were emailing back and forth. She was trying to figure out how to center. You were changing one of my cards. The card I just did.
One of the circles on the gatefold card. The blank one. I was trying to put "thinking of you" in there, and no matter what I did, I could not get it to center in there the way I wanted it. And I'd attach, and I couldn't get a line to work. And Melody helped me. Thank you. Oh, cute.
Bobby, let me.
I like that, Bob.
Yeah.
Bobby, show it again.
Hold on. I gotta move my keyboard. Oh my gosh. I want to make you bigger.
Oh, cute.
Wait, we can't see it, Bobby. Okay. How come? There we go.
Is that a shaker?
Oh, they're boxes.
It's a box.
Oh, it's a box. Okay.
Open it from the back.
Oh, darling.
Yeah.
That's cute.
A little acetate from the front. It's for a commission. It's a nursing company called Biata Nursing, and they're giving them out to their staff.
Oh, that's cute.
Nice.
Oh, nice. How nice.
Thank you.
Does anybody have anything else they'd like to share?
Here.
I'm still working on
wait a minute.
I'm working on my love letters still.
Hold on, Michael. I can't find you.
There's
Michael,
the flip card.
Oh, cute.
And I figured out what to do with all that glittery washi tape I have. Makes a nice little edge runner.
Okay, open it again, because I wasn't showing you big.
Oh, okay. Hang on.
He's so cute with his dimples.
See, and of course we have to, I had to use my stamp, so I got the stamp on there.
Awesome.
Darling.
So, and then I made all my Valentine's Day cards from my shaker card kit, because I figured, well, if I'm gonna, save space, I can just make all these now and get them done with. So,
hold it up. Oh,
awesome.
My God. Wow.
So is that from the Anna Griffin?
Yeah.
Of course.
You have one in the mail.
Wow. Good for you.
Awesome.
I'm muted for that.
Yeah, the envelopes. Look at how cute the envelopes are.
Those are cute. And those were a set that was already made, correct?
Well, you have to peel and adhere.
Yeah. Not already made. I mean, you didn't have to cut it with the Cricut. I mean, the pieces were there and you put them together.
They were a kit in a box that you put together.
But you use your own creativity
to
decide what to put where.
You decide what to put where. And
I never do it like they say in the directions.
I don't either, but
of course.
It's no fun that way.
No.
No, I like card kits, and then I just play around with them.
Yeah.
I suppose none of us that do that have probably ever colored in the lines either. Probably not. Well, I'm still working on my love letters. That's my G. Was it close to my heart a couple months ago or last month. And I'm making all kinds of flowers and stuff that are all gonna go, see how they go like, and then you put whatever saying you want. They're really, really beautiful. They make quite statement, like if you put them in a frame or hang them, like in a kid's room or something. Really cute. I've just been kind of lagging on mine. I'm anxious to get it done because I'm sick of looking at it on my desk. And I have a tip, people, and I've made a video, but I haven't got it posted yet. Whenever you do a kit and you have things that you're supposed to put in certain places, and I know most of these Patreons here probably don't have these problems, but this is more for new people. When I punch out my flowers, for example, I've got a flower here that I saved for the video. I haven't punched it yet. I take these little bags and I put all the pieces for that flower in, and I put it right back on top of where it was with a binder clip until I'm ready for it. Because I like to get them all done at the same time, and that way you don't get things mixed up and disorganized. So that's a little tip for probably a lot of new people, that if you ever get a kit of any kind, try to keep your stuff together with little, I buy the little jewelry bags at Joann's or online. I hope that helps somebody.
Awesome. Does anybody, we have some new people. Does anybody want to talk that's new here? Do you want to introduce yourself? No one has to, but you can if you like.
I want to try and show you something, but the only I've already mailed it, so I only have it on my phone.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see this very well.
Oh, wait a second.
One
Okay.
of Melody's frames.
Oh.
This is Anna Griffin box card kit that was on HSN recently. I made this for my friend's mother who has Alzheimer's. Her mother has been struggling to remember people, and so what they asked us all to do is send little cards frequently and things, so that she can say, oh, Mom, you remember Amy, she's you know, she was Isaiah's friend's mom, and you know how and remind her how they know people. And it's such a blessing to give her that, for her to have a conversation. And I actually put in the frame a picture of the mother with her two daughters, and so keeping it my friend keeping it by her bed, and then when she wakes up every morning she sees it and it's right there. So it was such a blessing to be able to send that to her and be something useful to help her remember. It was so sweet.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I've got tears in my eyes right now.
That is so nice.
It's precious family. It's really nice to be able to help her.
I love using my ticket to help people.
I'm going to tell you a little story. The lady across the street from me, 2 days before Halloween, her husband passed away. I didn't find out till the day I was leaving to the Caribbean, and I came back in November, and she went to the hospital on December 2nd. And the hospital wanted to keep it because she had high blood pressure, and they weren't sure she was going to have a stroke or anything like that. And so she went up there, and the hospital requested that they leave her there for observation. And they didn't even call the family for over 3 hours, but she'd been missing out of the hospital for 3 hours. IVs in her arms, everything.
Wow.
Well, her family didn't know that. Like, I didn't know she had dementia. And I've been taking care of her as far as taking her trash out, going to get her mail for 6 years now. And I didn't know she had dementia and Alzheimer's type situation. And she had quit taking her medication when her husband died. A couple of days before the first. And she left the hospital and got in her vehicle with IVs still in her arms. Now, I don't know how you don't see an 80-year-old woman with IVs in her arms, leave. She drove away, so she was reported. The hospital didn't even call the family or the police for 3 hours. It's supposed to be within 30 minutes. That was December 3rd that she'd been missing from. They just found her body.
Oh, no.
2.5 weeks ago, outside of town. And her daughters, they all live all over, so she only really had me. And it broke my heart because nobody came to see her for Thanksgiving. but me.
Wow.
And when she went missing, everybody came, and she had a cooked ham that she made for Thanksgiving, and it wasn't even cut into because nobody came to see her. And those little things, you know, she took me to the store one day, and she pulled into, like, she was still on the street and put her car in park and shut it off. And I said, no, honey, we're going to the store up here, because I don't tell my elders what to do, you know. And I didn't know about the dementia, or else I would have called her daughters, you know, and let them know something's weird's going on. But I just thought she honestly made a mistake. And for you to have done that, Amy, to make that means the world to me, because me and her had plans. Her and her husband had just celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary, and I was going to take their wedding photos, and he used to cut wood, and I was going to put the wedding photo on all of the family members' things, so they would have a picture of their you know, the matriarch and patriarch of their family. And it was too late, and literally right now across the street, her stuff's being put into the trash. They're dumping her out. So I want to say thank you, Amy, for making that, you know, thing for her to remember who loves her and who's there for her, because my neighbor, Mrs. Talbert, didn't have that other than me and, you know, her husband, really. So my heart thanks you very much.
Well, thank God she had you.
And you know, in most of our towns now, they have a dementia or Alzheimer's center, or many places have more than one. There's one right over here by my city hall, close to us. They would welcome you to come in and do crafts, bring your cricket. I do that there. I also do it at a women's home for battered women and their children. I've been doing that for years.
Okay.
And when a new woman comes in this particular home, it's not like just a shelter. They take them in and they get them cleaned up, whatever.
Build them up.
Well, yeah, if they're on drugs or alcohol, whatever, they get them cleaned up. They get them education. They get them a job. So they often stay there for a year or two. So I make them a book when they first come in. Well, I actually make them make the book with me. And then along the way, the staff takes pictures of them, and we put every one of those things every accomplishment into a book. And then when they graduate, they get that graduation picture in there, and they take that book for their next journey with them, so they can always look back and see, so they don't slip or whatever.
Yeah, so, and I'm all about memories. You know, I'm always about memories, and dementia runs strong in my family as well. Sorry, my nose. But yeah, it's breaking my heart. And I had the flu for the past 2 weeks. Today's the first day I felt decent enough, and I didn't get to go to her service. So, but I believe in building, you know, people up. I used to teach kids. I've done all that stuff. I was a here in Raleigh, it's called a CASA advocate, you know, where I speak for kids in court.
Right.
And stuff like that. And
are you an attorney?
All about giving back.
Are you an attorney or are you an advocate?
I was an advocate.
Okay. My next door neighbor is an attorney. She does that all day long.
Cinnamon has joined the meeting.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing when you can help somebody else.
It sure is. And there's so many ways to do that with your cricket. So many ways.
I want to do all that. And it's therapeutic for me because I'm disabled. I had brain and spinal surgery. So 16 years ago, and now I'm about to be 40, and there's so much I want to do and get done. But when I do the crafting, I invite like the neighborhood kids come, like their parents all know, and like I know them all. I'm not creepy, but they come over and I let them create whatever they want, you know, because it's something for them to keep off the streets, you know, and not messing around. Using your mind and creating stuff, whether you're gluing two rocks together and putting eyes on it with a Sharpie, that's whatever you can do with that. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I have a whole bunch of videos. I have some in Periscope, some on my Facebook page, Glenda's Creative Place, because I've been dealing with chronic pain for over 20 years. I've had 12 back surgeries, and there's a lot failed back surgery. There's a lot of science now, and I talk about that in some of these videos about chronic pain.
iPhone has joined the meeting.
Crafting, it triggers the different neurotransmitters. It almost gives you like an opiate type of high.
Yeah, the endorphins.
Yes, all the endorphins. There's several different neurotransmitters that it helps. It also helps with memory, which is why it's so good for anybody who's starting to fail with Alzheimer's or dementia. So if you ever get a chance, there's
I definitely will. I'm going to go over there as soon as we're done with this. I'm going to go look at that. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate it. Sorry, people. I got a little...
That's okay. It's amazing what we can do with crafting and how we can help people with it.
Well, look at what you do every day for everybody else. Look at how many people you help, Melody, who they have been never doing anything to make themselves happy. I know when I craft, I don't feel my pain. I'm happy. I don't feel it. And I'm in, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, most days I'm at an 8.5. So it's pretty miraculous that I don't feel that pain during that time.
That's awesome.
But you do so much for people.
I try.
Absolutely.
I try to make everybody happy. And crafting, it gives us something to do instead of, because a lot of women are just mothers or wives, or they're stuck in the house, they're doing all the housework, they're taking care of the kids, they're making dinner, and they have no time for themselves. And they don't get to do anything for themselves. So crafting, I think, is a way for them to be able to do something for themselves and have fun. And I believe everybody should do something that they enjoy.
Melody?
Yes.
Have to do something that makes you feel good.
I appreciate the inspirational stuff you've been posting every day.
Yeah,
it really helps me. It really helps me. Right now, for the last 4 weeks, I've been alone at my house. My sister, who I live with, developed, just before Christmas, developed a very nasty C. diff infection, which is a nasty intestinal infection. She was in the hospital over Christmas because she'd gotten dehydrated. She came home and was home couldn't even get into the house by herself. She'd gotten so weak. And we had to call the paramedics just to get her back into the house. And less than a week later, we had to take her back to the hospital because she'd gotten dehydrated again. They released her to, on January 5th, they released her to a rehab center, which has almost killed her.
Oh, wow.
They didn't even start her therapy, the physical therapy at first, for at least 2 weeks, because she had an active C. diff infection. And they wouldn't let her out of the room. They kept her isolated. Then when they were going to start doing her therapy, they had active flu in the building, and they wouldn't let any patients out of their rooms. They were just getting back to where they were starting at her C. diff, and starting at her therapy, and she'd done a few sessions and she developed, and she's gotten these a lot before because she has lymphedema in her legs. She developed a cellulitis in her left leg, and they did not start treating it right away. And so just Thursday, we had to have her taken back to the hospital, and they had developed an abscess under the skin, and they actually took her down to the operating room last night at 9:30 to drain that abscess, and it was bigger than even they had seen on the ultrasound, on the Doppler ultrasound, because they had let it go for so long, and I couldn't go up to the hospital to wait for the result from the procedure because I couldn't get out of my driveway.
Oh, from the snow?
No, we had like 9-10 inches yesterday. And I was stuck in my driveway and couldn't get out. I had gone out a little earlier and once I got onto my own street, I had to be pushed practically all the way to my driveway. And I had to get pushed just enough to clear the front walk, to clear the public walk. So it's been rough the last 4 weeks. And your inspirational stuff, along with the scriptures that a number of my other friends have posted, have really helped.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And
I agree.
I know people have, I posted a few things and then people are like, are you going to do these every day? I'm like, okay. So I did the one this morning late, but so if you follow me on Facebook, I just post something on Facebook, just something. Sometimes it just comes to me. One day I was thinking of a bunch of them, so I have them in my notes. So I'm trying to write them down as I think about them.
You showed us that you shared, and you shared the cut file for. Those would be perfect. Some of those would be perfect to put in those frames.
Yeah.
I did one. I didn't take a picture of it. I did one, and I did it in silver glossy, and with a pretty. If you can see, you can't tell. Here's the background that I use, and I wrote on it in silver, and I just used the scripture, "I can do all things through Christ," and I gave it to a woman for her birthday. One of the women at church, I gave it to her for her birthday.
Nice.
That's awesome. I think we can always help each other.
I gotta head out, so.
Okay. Thank you for coming, Michael.
Oh, Melody, bye. Here's the box again, Melody, that I did with your instructions.
Oh, wait a minute. There. Hold it up again.
Hold it up again. Oh, pretty. Is that a Kleenex box?
Yeah, that's a Kleenex box. I took Melody's tissue box cut file and put it in the same file, and then once I opened that, I added the box from the box it up. And you're like, Melody's file, Melody's pieces to resize this so that it would work, because I wanted one with a bottom so that it would stay in. And I used Melody's one to get the proper size for this. The only thing is you do have to use a 12 by 24 sheet. Otherwise it won't, because of the size, it's a little too long. But it works perfectly. But I know next time when I do that, if I do a different one with a different box or whatever, instead of trying to figure out these the ovals and get them right, I'm just going to use Melody's lid. It's already cut perfectly.
That was the very first file I made in Design Space. I made that before I got my Cricut Explorer, my first one. I made it in Cricut Craft Room. And I contacted Cricut. I says, can we switch my Craft Room files over to Design Space? They're like, well, we wanted to be able to do that, and we thought maybe we could, but we can't. So I just remade it from my Cricut or my Craft Room.
Wasn't that a bummer? I had hundreds of them all in folders, nice. Remember how we used to be able to put them like that?
Yeah. So I just remade it, and it wasn't that hard, and it helped me learn more about Design Space.
Especially for those pretty frames and stuff, Melody. Do you know anybody that carries 12 by 12 wood grain cardstock?
Hard to find.
Yeah, I don't.
Close to my heart has some in one of our paper packets right now, but it's just part of another paper.
Yeah, I've seen it in paper pads, like at Michael's, where they have pictures of stuff, and you get 1 or 2 sheets of it. But
yeah, because I would think that those frames that frame Melody would be really beautiful in wood.
Yeah. See, Bobby has a piece.
What about using the Cricut, what do you call it, that has the wood grain on it?
Little white dot. Hello, there's a little girl waving.
I know. There's a Cricut paper that has wood grain. What is it? I can't think of what it is.
Is it paper, or is it cardstock, or is it one of their print fills?
No, it's not print and cut. I'll have to look. I know I've got some down here behind me somewhere.
It's Cricut?
Yes.
Because I have a
paper or is it cardstock? Because if it's cardstock, well, then
what is my thinking of leather? Is there a leather that has
leather is wood grain?
Yeah, the leather does, but it's not heavy enough for one of those frames. It's got too much give.
You could.
I'd have to.
You can glue it to the cardstock.
Yeah, that's what I was going to think. Have to glue it to the cardstock.
Or do it on a poster board.
How about you could always make it with the distress inks?
That's true.
Or you could go in and make it, find a wood pattern in Design Space and do it like that on a white cardstock and do a print and cut.
Yeah, yeah. We had 12 by 12 printer.
Melody could make one. Melody, you could make one.
No, the faux leather. I have in the past belonged to a pattern club for making purses and bags and stuff, and I think that some of the smaller bags or the wallets and stuff patterns that I've seen out there would be great in the faux leather.
Oh yeah,
I was going to do that.
Leather. You made a wallet, didn't you, Melody, out of faux leather?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, I think she did too.
Yeah.
I can't remember all the projects I've done and the videos I've done.
Yeah. You are pretty prolific, my dear.
And more prolific than those of us that have to work at a real job.
Uh-oh. That's me. Hold on.
Angela, I have a question.
Yes?
What is on your wall?
Oh, you know what? Sticker case behind me. I'm at work.
Oh, and okay.
Oh, I thought you were in a craft room.
I did too.
She's at work. That is awesome. I thought it was like little bottles of paint or something, or frosting colors, because she's a baker too.
That's what I thought. Where are you?
I'm at work. I work for Kroger, the Kroger gas station.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were in a craft room. I thought that was all paint and stuff.
Oh no, my craft room is purple and white.
My craft room isn't nearly as awesome as Melody's, but it's cool. I mean, you can't see much of it.
Mine isn't either, but it's mine, and it's my little space that I just love.
I can't wait until we get our security system upgraded so that if somebody comes to the door, I can answer the door from down here in the basement.
I bet.
They were supposed to come this morning, but the guy called at almost the last minute and said, "Oh, our guy called in sick today. We got to reschedule you."
Marissa, to have a basement. I miss having a basement. I grew up in the Midwest, and
we're in the Midwest,
Omaha, and then I also lived in northern Minnesota, right by International Falls.
Where do you live now?
On the beach in Huntington Beach, California, which is Orange County, sits between LA and San Diego.
Oh, I have a friend who preaches in Venice.
Oh, that's up in LA.
Yeah. I live in Ypsilanti, Michigan, which is just a little outside, which is right next door to Ann Arbor.
I can hear your Michigan accent. I hear your Michigan accent.
Yeah, we're right next door to where Ypsilanti is right next door to University of Michigan, the Ann Arbor, where University of Michigan is. We are over.
You're not far from me.
Where are you?
Milford.
Milford. That's a little bit of a drive, but not much. But in our area, right here in Washington County, we are so overrun, as it were, with higher education. We've got University of Michigan, we've got Eastern Michigan University, we got Washington Community College, we've got Concordia Lutheran College. We got a lot of higher education.
That's awesome. That's every chance to take another class, and even if it's non-credit. I'm a person who still goes to school. I have an MBA, but I still go to classes just for fun.
Well, and then we're also overrun with, at least for hospitals, you know, I don't know about the rehab centers like where my sister is or was, but we've got University Hospital, we got St. Joe, we've got the VA.
I bet a bunch of those are teaching hospitals, aren't they?
U of M more than the others, but we also send residents to, we also send med students and residents to St. Joe and VA.
Yeah. I bet.
Academic medical, if you have to live anywhere, live near an academic medical center. That way you know you're going to get good care.
Yeah.
Marissa
they do
is
a lot of things experimental. They do treatments and stuff ahead of schedule. They get grants and stuff from the FDA to do different.
Oh yeah.
Marissa is asking about the knife blade. Is anyone else interested in the knife blade?
Yeah, when is it coming out? Because I want to cut shrink it.
Cricut has not informed me of anything, and they're ignoring my emails about the knife blade. But somebody else told me it's coming very, very soon.
You can cut out shrinking. Melanie. You can cut shrinking. Melanie. You don't need a rotary blade.
Right. You just use a regular blade or a deep cut blade.
Or deep cut.
Yeah. Yeah. I really would like to find either a Cricut file or an SVG of a cameo and cut the background out of black, shrink it, and then the cameo itself out of white and layer them.
Yeah.
To make maybe a scarf slide or something.
Oh, yeah.
Melanie?
Yeah?
I was talking to Cricket about something else the other day, and I asked about the knife blade.
Yeah.
And what she said was they learned their lesson by saying it would be ready in December.
Yeah.
So they're just saying it'll be ready in 2018.
Yeah, but it's very soon.
I would rather that they wait until it's ready, because I remember when we lived through the
That's
whole
what I said.
I agree.
Of the Imagine and all the problems that people had with the Gypsy, and somehow on the Cricut message board I got elected on the old board to talk to Cricut. So I talked to the CEO, and then he gave me to Jim Colby, who's the guy who came from HP to invent the Imagine. And
that was all before Ashish, like the Imagine and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was before Ashish.
He came in and switched a lot of employees out.
Yeah, they were not real good about responding to everybody. So people were in such an uproar, and it was such an awful place at the time to be, that somehow I got elected, and I raised so much hell that the CEO finally agreed to speak to me. And I had to go through his secretary. He had an old-time fashioned secretary. And by the way, the Cindy Lou cartridge was named after her, if you ever have that cartridge. But I
Amy Long has left the meeting.
I ended up dealing with Jim Colby, who was the inventor that they brought from HP. It was his idea. But they still didn't do a whole lot. They were not like Ashish's about caring about customers back then.
Yeah, he's totally different.
He's wonderful.
He has changed the entire landscape of this company 100%.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We should brainstorm some ideas for Melody for Saturday mornings.
Yeah. Usually I get an idea of something's going on in one of the Facebook groups, or somebody's asking same questions, and so I have that. Today I'm like, I don't know what to talk about or what to do. So I thought, I myself don't go through all the cartridges and look, and that's how I used to get inspired of what to make. I would always flip through the books or think, what in the Cricut cartridges can I make today, or what can I do? So I thought, I never get to the end of the cartridges. It's too far. So I thought I would start at the end and go back that way. I didn't even get halfway through it in the hour.
I liked it. It reminded me of all the awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so many new people don't know it's there.
You're right, Melody. A lot of us, I know, even in my own, way, in the last 3 or 4 years, have completely gotten away from cartridges altogether and focused our time on CG files through, Dreamy Tree or other places like that. And when you come to think, zombie, or start searching the internet now or Google, instead of thinking, let me search in the library. Is there something there? And
I start with the library before I go out for SVGs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think doing this video and also doing the weekly challenges for cartridges is kind of getting us back to our roots. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Talking about weekly cartridges, there's a couple of places. One of them that I know real well is called Split Coast Stampers, and they do weekly sketch challenges. Is where they give you the basic layout of a card and say, "Here, show us what you can do with this layout."
They've been doing that for years. They've been doing that for years. And then there are other groups that do scrapbook sketches like that also that have been doing it.
So, you know, if you could say, okay, the cartridge of the week is this. And
well, I'm doing that in my Cricut Design Space group. So every Sunday I put a challenge out. If you search, I think it's hashtag challenge Cricut, because Bobby made me change it from Cricut Challenge because there's too many hashtags. You find them everywhere. So it's hashtag challenge Cricut, and you will find all the old ones. And I say use the old ones too. There's no date that, you know, we don't want to see any more of these. We want to see all of them. So you can choose a challenge and pick a cartridge and hashtag it. I say which hashtag to use for that one, and then when somebody wants to see something from that cartridge, they have some inspiration. And I love to see how people make things differently.
How about doing something with fabric?
Yeah, I need to start doing fabric. I bought fabric to cut on my maker. I have not made a sewing project yet.
Not to mention the drawers and drawers and drawers full of fabric that we saw when you moved.
Yeah, and when Carol was here, we went shopping for fabric. I bought more fabric.
Oh my gosh.
I bought fabric to make in the projects, there was a frog, a puppet frog. I thought that was so cute. So I have all the fabric for that. I think, or something.
I thought after Carol was there that you were going to behave and make something with that.
One of the best
I thought so too.
To get, especially when you're working with Cricut and we're limited to 12 by 12 or 12 by 24, would be either fat quarters or layer cakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, fat quarters, when you can get those on sale, that's a great thing.
I have a lot of those.
Joy's loan to everyone. I don't want to interrupt the chat, but I have to leave. I will partake of it again next time. Have a great month.
Bye, Joy.
Bye-bye.
Joy's loan has left the meeting.
Yeah, I remember when you showed us all your fat quarters, Mel. I don't think
you should see the ones in the fat quarters and the layer cakes and the jelly rolls and the charm packs in my quilting closet. It's huge.
Yeah, I've got over 100 fat quarters, I think.
And right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 quilts half finished, three of which only need to be quilted. And I'm working on fabric.
Did you guys see the Cricut last week or the week before where they're trying to have everybody make quilt blocks or make a whole quilt? It's all in one of the official Cricut Facebook lives from either last week or the week before. It's for the fire victims that lost everything in California.
I've got one top that needs to be quilted that would kind of be perfect for that.
Go look at it.
One of the first set of charm packs I bought, it's all chocolate candy print.
Anything you guys can do, because I know some people that lost their home in the fires here in Southern California, and I mean, they came home and they had nothing. I mean, nothing. Zip. No clothing.
Awful.
Nothing. Awful. And they didn't have time they hadn't been told to evacuate, and they got out. It was one of those ones where everything just went. I don't know if you guys saw the videos of the horses running and stuff. They were right by there, and it just went boom, like out of nowhere.
There's really no predicting how a fire like that is going to behave anytime early enough to warn anybody.
Well, some patterns they can, but this stuff, it was so crazy. You know, they're used to working here with the Santa Ana winds and all that, but Anyway, anybody who, even if you have never quilted before, this is a great time if you have a Cricut maker to make your very first quilt block. And there's the Cricut girl that did it. I forget her name. She does most of the Facebook lives. She had made one quilt block before, and then this was, or this is the first one her first or second. And so she walked us all the way through it. If you've never done it. And then there's also directions. And
if you don't have the maker, go to Missouri Star Quilt Company's YouTube page. They have dozens of
Gloria Jaramillo has left the meeting.
Say hi.
quilt patterns.
And if you don't have the maker, you can still do it if you with heat and bond. Put heat and bond. If you're not, you don't own the maker.
Look at the little doggy.
I've heard you can also sandwich the pieces of fabric between 2 layers of freezer paper.
Yeah. You can do that and cut it on the regular Cricut, and it cuts much better. There's some questions in the chat. Janelle is asking, should I buy a deep cut blade for my maker? And I would say if there's not a project you know you need it for soon, wait till it goes on sale and then buy it. Sometimes stuff goes on sale for 40% off or 50 even.
And keep an eye on the mystery boxes. Every once in a while they throw a really cool surprise like blades into the mystery boxes too.
And if there's any new people that are on the chat, either place, if you're not aware of it, please make sure that when you're buying something on Cricut.com, you use Melody's link, #1, to get there.
Beth and to everyone. Glenda, what is your Facebook page's name?
Because you get at least 10% off with her code and free shipping. And then if you have Cricut Access, you get all those other things. It's their fault. But it's often cheaper than going to your local craft store when they've got stuff like 30% off. I think because I have Access and Cricut Circle, when I use her stuff, it's just cheaper for me to get it here, and I know I'm getting it. I don't know.
Well, Melody's code and the Access code and Cricut Access are good every day. The store sales and the coupons very rarely include the Cricut stuff.
Right.
So you're not going to have a good sale at as good a sale at the store as you do buying it with Melody's codes and stuff.
Right. And
that's how I got my 2x24 cardstock.
Yeah, that's how.
And right now it's 50% off. All the paper and poster board, pearl paper, the corrugated paper, the foiled paper, and all of it's 50% off.
I want to get that watercolor. That's pretty.
Yeah, that's my favorite. And then Marissa was asking about anyone who teaches making mini albums, and Bonnie told her to PM her. But I think May does mini albums, doesn't she?
Yes,
yeah,
she does.
May Made It does that.
Yeah.
I just never made them.
May's got a few videos out that she's done.
Yeah.
Have you seen them made out of toilet paper rolls?
Well, we have a cartridge for mini albums too.
Yeah, there is a Cricut cartridge for that too.
I've been making more mini albums lately just so I can have a sense, because I make so much, I scrapbook professionally for other people, and so I never get my own done. And I think what's nice about a mini album is you get a feeling of accomplishment, like it's actually done. Something is done.
How do you find your mini album?
I have what do you call it?
The cinch?
I have the cinch, and I also used to use the bind it all. And what I love about either one of those tools is you can use those as extra embellishments, decorate all the stuff on the binding and all of that.
Yeah, I've got the cinch too. I use it. We have at church, there was a bunch of hymns that we wanted extra to have in it, to use in worship, that they weren't in our hymn book, and we didn't want to have to buy like a dozen different hymn books. So we bought so the church bought a copyright license to use it, and then we put together our own supplemental book and I got the cinch and we bound it with the cinch.
Yeah. Or there's so many other ways you can bind it. You can, if it's not a heavy book, you can just do it with three ring binder things.
Yes, binder.
I do that a lot.
Yeah,
I do that a
decorate
lot.
those with ribbon. I mean, there's so many pretty things that you can do with a mini album.
Oh, you can also use heavy duty jewelry wire too and coil it and then put it through.
Yeah,
the hidden hinge system by Kathy.
Yes, exactly. There's so many things.
Favorite because it makes it like a nice book with a nice spine without extra apparatus or wires or anything like that. So if you haven't ever heard of that or learned it, go check her out on YouTube. It's amazing.
Who is she again?
Kathy Orta, O-R-T-A.
Yeah,
she
makes
her phenomenon.
Yeah, she makes tons of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden Hinge and Hidden Hinge Plus, and her whole thing is nothing but mini albums. And put them in.
She's an old cricket.
Mini albums too in Bible class for the kids.
Kathy Orta is an old cricket message board gal who struck out on a business of her own, just doing these fabulous mini albums. She does a beautiful job with them, and she constantly reinvents things.
So it's O-R-T-A?
Yeah, Kathy Orta with a K.
Kathy Orta. I have to write that down.
Yeah. Yep.
And we have some more questions.
Linda and DFW to everyone. Bye, everyone. See you next month.
Bye.
Christy wants to know if I use art glitter glue for the inside of the
Linda
flowers.
and DFW has left the meeting.
And I don't use that for the big, large flowers. I use hot glue. And Bonnie says, I am adding a new goal in March. Use 1 cartridge a week, preferably one I haven't used. I have tons of cartridges and access. Yes, that's, well, and Kiana is the one that told me to do the challenge in Cricut Design Space because she has all these, well, she was watching a really old video of mine when I very first started doing it. Videos aren't very good. But I had my subscribers tell me what to do because I wanted to craft and I wanted to make anything and I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a reason to make anything. I just wanted to cut things and glue things together. So I had them challenge me to tell me a cartridge to use and tell me like what to make, kind of, you know, give me like make a card or, you know, make a banner or something. So that's when I first started, and I first started doing that. So she's like,
you know, you're a real crafter when you can get hot glue on your finger and it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I have the hot glue kit that I think I got it from HSN or something. I know Melody has it too.
Yeah, I have it too.
Because I always burn my fingers every time. Hey, did you find your wireless glue gun?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna send you one. I still have some. I still have some from my old online store that were by Imaginease, and they're battery operated. They're pink. Would you like one of those?
Yeah.
Please. I'll send you one.
Thank you.
I wish
I never heard of that.
Cricut would come out with a repositionable sticker paper, because I have, when I make for the little kids, when we do the attendance charts, I take the picture and I make stickers out of them, and I have to use the Xyron to put the stick on the back and to just do it on cardstock. So I don't want, yeah, I've got that one. I've got the, actually I've got the 9 and 5 and the,
I have every one of them, including the old 12-inch one.
Well, I've got the one that's the Creative Station that's adaptable, 9-inch and 5-inch.
I have that.
And then I've also got the 1.5-inch one with the repositionable paper. And I like that a lot. I just wish their backing would be compatible with a Cricut mat. Then I could put a big piece of stuff on the Cricut mat, you know.
Diana Mosley Vallejos has left the meeting.
I wonder
because their release paper won't stick to the mat.
Why can't you just do what we do all the time when things don't stick?
That's an idea. I haven't tried that. I have not tried that. Just tape it down.
Everybody has blue tape.
And me.
Oh, that masking tape. I mean, painter's tape.
I use delicate because then when you
for
pull
everything.
off your corners of your paper, it won't rip your paper.
Yeah.
Right.
And if it's
Yeah,
really,
I think it's in here somewhere.
Mine is clean release, so.
yeah, that's good too.
Excuse me, can I interrupt a minute?
Yes.
I want to ask Little White Dog, what's your name? I know your name is not Dog.
I'm Virginia Shy.
Hi, Virginia. You're so quiet there in the corner.
I live in Missouri, and
Where?
I'm Springfield.
Oh, okay.
I live in. I'm new to cricket.
Gloria Jaramillo has joined the meeting.
My daughter's cricket to help me scrapbook. I actually watercolor artist.
Cool.
Nice.
But I did scrapbooks with my grandkids as they were growing up, and my two older granddaughters wanted their scrapbooks, and I had to finish them for them. So I was using my daughter's cricket, and all it allowed me to do was cut. Well, she had a few cartridges, but only about 3.
Did she have the old kind, like the expression?
I don't know what it was.
No design space, right? No design space?
No design space on it at all. So I bought myself the Expression Air 2 for Christmas.
Explorer 2, awesome.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
Explorer 2
well, it's nice to meet you.
Well, thank you.
Yes, it's nice to have you.
It's nice to meet you down there in the corner.
Right.
Are you in Melody's group, Cricket Design Space with Melody Lane?
Yes.
Okay, because I was going to say, that's a great place to ever ask questions.
Right, and I've watched oodles of her videos.
Okay,
and,
good.
Yeah.
The first one I tried to make was actually it was a sympathy get well card, and I made it from one of her cards that she did circles with cutouts. Well, I did mine with stars with cutouts, and I didn't do welding on any of them, and I ended up with a little pile of scrap paper.
Well, yeah, that's how we learn.
Sounds like me.
Buy a big ream of cheap cardstock, whether you get it from Walmart or somewhere else. If I'm not sure how things are going to go, I always cut a project out first on cheap cardstock. Always.
Good idea.
Good advice.
I was successful with this eventually, and managed to get the card sent off.
That's what counts, right?
So right now I'm working on some little Valentine purses from somebody else that had done them for Valentine's Day. And I'm ready to cut those now.
I buy 24-pound printer paper to make my envelopes out of, but I work in an office where we do a lot of printing on wide media paper, like 36, it comes on 36-inch rolls. And there's always scrap sitting around in the plotter room. So guess who grabs it all? And I've got this huge bag full that I've cut down to 12 by 12 for experimenting.
Oh.
Virginia, make sure that when you get that done, will you post it in Melody's group, please, so we can see it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, if you live near a decent size architectural firm, they may be willing to collect scrap paper off their plotter for you too.
Oh, well, that would be good. Would be good.
I've always liked to use cardstock. I know a lot of people use like printer paper and stuff, but I prefer cardstock because I want to see really how it's going to behave.
Exactly.
On the paper that I'm going to cut it out of, on the weight paper that I'm going to cut it out of.
Yeah, I like, well, for envelopes, I like 24-pound. It's heavier for my envelopes, and then I'll do the liners for out of the envelope, out of the scrapbooking paper too, to make it match. But if I'm going to do just a plain white envelope, I really like that 24-pound printer paper because it's just not so flimsy because you're going to be putting it in the mail.
Mm-hmm. Emma, hi Emma. We haven't heard from Emma either. How are you? You don't want to talk? Unmuted.
She's muted.
Unmuted.
Right. It looks like she's writing in a car.
It won't let me unmute. She might not have her microphone working or available in Zoom.
Working? Hold on.
Yeah, because I tried to before and it won't let me unmute her.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, no, it's because I'm in the car too, and I wasn't sure if that function was going to come off or not. So my daughter finally decided we could have a party for her 18th birthday that's going to be coming up in April. And I wanted to do those photo pieces that they have in Cricut. Oh, I think I froze.
No, you're there.
No, you're good. You're there. You're good.
You're good.
And the thing is I don't know how to. Do you just estimate on the sizing of the little props that you can do?
What I did for those is I measured how wide my face is, and then used that as picturing it behind a face, and how. You're not going to get it the same for everybody, but
no,
see, Bobby has a ruler.
You know,
I think I don't know, 6 or 8 inches wide, and I just pictured like one for the hair. I pictured just made enough room for a face, and depending on if it's for little girls or whatever, or adults or
Yeah, well, it's for her 18th, and so it's it's going to be a wide range of people there. So
yeah. So look at Glenda.
That one almost reminds me of Romper Room's Magic Mirror.
No, when I actually co-hosted an event in Southern California with Ashish, and these were the decorations that we did for the table. These were on the tables. We had a whole bunch of props on everybody's table.
Romeo wore a hole in my sock.
Bonnie says, thank you for the video and the file for the Peekaboo Shutter card. Well, I thought I did a sneak peek at the beginning of this video, I think. Or, no, that was the last video. The other live one. I don't remember. But, yeah, it was the other live one. I'm making another one. Instead of the circle, it has a butterfly.
Ooh,
and it's
pretty.
free butterfly. It's, if you guys need free images, if you go to the cartridge Cricut Craft Room, or just search basics, and there's Cricut Craft Room Basics cartridge, and it has lots of free images, and they all have shadows. There's a butterfly and a little duck. There's a onesie. There's a Christmas tree, a pumpkin, and then labels and just regular shapes too, and scallop circles, scallop heart. And they're all free.
Where is that, Melody?
If you click on cartridges,
Melody,
if you click on cartridges in Design Space, or click on images, then you go to cartridges, click on cartridges, and then in the search, type in basics. And then you'll have a few of them listed, but you'll see Cricut Craft Room Basics.
Yes. Yeah, and that's a free cartridge for everybody.
Yeah, it's always will be free.
I found in your files, in the Patreon files, a really pretty butterfly gatefold card.
Yeah, I made that once and haven't done that in a long time. I have some files I've never done videos on.
I hate to make a plug for Close to My Heart, you guys, but on the Close to My Heart cartridges, they have some of the most beautiful butterflies.
They do. Yeah. But I can't use cartridges for that unless I say you have to have this cartridge to use it. So I try not to use those. Only when I have to. I do have some files with Close to My Heart, but I say on there you have to have that.
Right. I used to be almost exclusively Stampin' Up stuff, but I got disillusioned with their cardstock once I switched over to the Cricut because it doesn't cut well.
On the Cricut.
It's great for background that you can cut manually, but it doesn't cut well, especially for intricate cuts.
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of
cardstock cuts like butter.
A lot of good.
I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, but I do not, because their paper is made by Coordinations, and it just does not work well.
I love their color palette.
Yeah, me too. I wish it would work, but it just doesn't work well.
Well, if you want to use some of their colors, I don't know if they've updated since they've updated colors, but my cousin, who is also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, gave me a PDF file of the RGB codes for their colors, so that you could, especially if you decide to make something and then flatten it for print and cut, you could color it really with their colors. Yeah, that.
Yeah. I have that for Close to My Heart. You guys, if you don't know, when Close to My Heart came out with their new catalog this year, the big catalog, now all their cardstock is two-toned, which is so awesome.
Oh.
So it makes it
I've seen that. I love it.
Yeah, you can do so many more things, like, when you're bending corners down over the side and things.
Well, I like the two-tone when you're making the flowers, especially roses. It gives it much more.
Oh, yeah, that would be pretty.
Yeah. Any of the spiral flowers, and I'm back to Close to My Heart again, but on their cartridges,
they have nice flowers.
The best flowers on some of their cartridges. They have a whole cartridge that's just, well, it says it's flowers. It's called Flower Market, but there's a lot more than just flowers, but they have amazing stuff on there.
Are they available digitally, or do you have to buy the physical cartridge?
The newer ones are all digital available, yeah. And going forward, there's not going to be any cartridges. Going forward, once the ones that we still have in stock are gone, then they're gone.
Do you have a Close to My Heart page that we can go to if we wanted to order stuff?
Yep. glendascreativeplace.ctmh.com.
Okay.
No apostrophe.
I was just about to ask that. Because that's probably, because I know there's times when I'm naming folders at work and we try to use certain special characters. It says, no, you can't use that in a folder name or file name.
You can't use that on the internet. You can only use like dashes and hyphens and things like that. You can never use an apostrophe on a website name. Never.
You can't use it in folder names either.
Right.
On your computer.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, it's been an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah. I've got to go. My poor dog has to go out of bed.
Well,
so,
there's some nice crispy treats up in my kitchen that are calling my name.
That sounds so good right now.
That's okay.
You can make them in less than 5 minutes.
Kept me busy at microwave.
I know, but I don't have any with me. I don't have any Rice Krispies or any marshmallows. That would be hard.
Baby.
Angela, stay warm.
Still in my pajamas. I'm not.
Yep, I'm almost done. I got about 30 more minutes and then I'm out of here. So make my time go by fast.
It's been
well, good.
Snowing, so drive safe.
Thank you.
I will.
Virginia, nice to talk with you. Terry, nice to see you. Emma, Peggy, everybody new.
Bobby Fort has left the meeting.
Well, I'm going to leave I'm going to leave now too, because I've got an experiment with my Cricut and I didn't want to start it running while we were chatting. I thought it would be too loud.
Thank you everyone for coming, and we'll do this again on the second Saturday of the month.
Melanie,
okay, we'll see y'all later.
I just wanted to let
later.
Bye. Melanie, could you check something in the Patreon files?
Yes.
You made a mini book. It's a Love mini album.
Yes.
When you do when you click the base link, it goes to a strange place.
Okay.
Could you check it?
Yeah, I'll look at it and see what it's doing.
Because it's cute. I want to make it.
Okay. I will look at that.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.